What's up, YouTube? Back on this 2008 Acura TL 3.2 liter, and we're replacing the wiring harness in the dash. The company has been great. They're working with me. I got another wiring harness, and so we had to remove the dash. So I'm going to show you with the dash out of the car what you can expect, where the connectors are, where the bolts are, things like that. So it's fairly simple. And then I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you the dash outside, upside down, what it looks like when it's out. So it's really overwhelming, but trust, it's really not that, I mean, I hate to say it's not that bad, but it's really not that bad. So, okay, so we'll start right over here on the driver's side. And we'll just talk about the mounting bolts first. So the mounting bolts are these 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, that come in from the outside right here. 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 bolts on either side of the steering column, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over here, there's 2 bolts, 1, 2, right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then down here is number 10 right here and number 11 right here. And then you also have to remove this little bracket that goes right here, and just take that bracket off, get that bracket out of your way. And then that's all the bolts you have to do. And then it just really, you just kind of bring it forward, lay it forward, and then take it out the driver's door. So where are all the connectors? And you got to take off the A-pillar covers right here. Just pop out the clip that says, these clips right here. Just pop out these clips right here, and then your A-pillar cover slides up right here, right? And take off both A-pillar covers. Nothing else got to come off other than kick panels and A-pillars, and then the dash. And then obviously center. So all right, so we'll start right here. So right here there is these 4 connectors. There's 2 green connectors right here. And then in here there's these 2 big connectors, the main connectors. And then above that there's 1 white connector right here. And that's all that's right here. And then at the center right here, there's 3, yellow, brown, and gray right here. And then over here at the HVAC, there's 1 gray right here. And then come to the center console, there's 1 yellow one that has to come out right here. And then down the center console, there's a gray one here. There's a black one over here. And then all the way back here in the center console, there's like 2 or 3. There's one for this brake right here, the e-brake right here. But there's that whole, I'll show you outside, but there's a whole harness here. There's several clips here that go in the center console and around the shifter right here. And then when we go over to the passenger side, down here, there's 1 connector right there. And this harness kind of goes right through here and down here. And there's this 1 connector right there you got to get to. And there's 1 way back there. I don't even see it. But it's, let me turn this. I don't know how to get in there. It's back there. It's the last connector in this computer right here. It's the last connector right there. So that 1 connector right there, then another connector right there. And then over here, all there is on the passenger, and then that's all the way to the passenger side, you got 2 connectors right here, 1 right there, and 1 down below there, the kick panel. So 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors over here. All right, so let's go outside and we'll take a look at what the outside looks like. But this is what it looks like with no dash in the car. All right, let's go outside. This is the bad wiring harness. It is 75 connectors in total that you got to do, right? Okay, so here's the dash upside down. Mind you, it's upside down. And we'll just go over the connectors real quick. So here's the passenger side of the car. Those 3 connectors on the passenger side of the car. These 3 connectors behind the glove box. Also behind the glove box, there's these 2 connectors right here, gray and white. And then inside the glove box, there's this one little connector that goes to the light in the glove box. And then there's this little blue connector in the glove box. And then this is basically the center console. Remember, upside down. So right here you have 2 connectors, which all this stuff gets disconnected when you take all this stuff out, right? So it's not part of actually removing the dash. And then this is the harness that goes down the center console. So the green one is your furthest plug down the center console. Green, gray, black. And then you have blue and gray and white. And then closer back to the car, about where the shifter is, you got a ground. And then you got a gray and a black and a yellow. And then one more black right there. And then there's these 3 go to that computer that is by the footwell, that one I was trying to show you. So there's actually 2 connectors. I'm sorry, it wasn't 1, it was 2. But they're side by side like that. That's that computer that's way up by the firewall underneath the heater. And then this one white connector right here. Then one little gray connector right here. And then where the steering column is, this is where the steering column goes. So all this stuff goes to the steering column. This green, white, black, brown, green, and yellow. This is all the steering column. The steering column is very easy to get out. It's just these 4 bolts right here. That bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, and the steering column comes out. And then here's the driver's side. So here's 4 plugs we're going to unplug right here. That's the OBD2 port, so leave that. So unplug this, this. There's those 2. These are all go to that fuse block. That's the main fuse block right there. There's 2 more that go down by the kick panel right here. These all go right there. And then there's the brown and yellow right here. Okay, and then the mounting bolts. I wanted to show you where everything mounts. So here's the 4 right here and right here that are underneath the dash. Here's the 3 that come in from the door jamb, or these 3 right here. And then back over on the passenger side, those 2 bolts holding the passenger side up are right here. Right there and right there. And that's it. Okay, so part 2 is how do you separate the dash from the metal frame to replace dash? Because a lot of people want to know how to replace their dash. So once you get it outside like this or wherever, once you get it flipped over upside down out of the car, the first thing you have to do is remove this air duct, this defrost duct that goes all the way across. And how you remove this duct is disconnect this speaker wire, disconnect this sensor, and disconnect this speaker wire. And then pull these clips out of this, pull that clip, pull that clip, pull that clip, and pull that clip. Then there's screws. There's a screw right here, 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 and screw right here. Those are all the places you got to screw. If you can screw all those places, then that air duct comes right out. Then you don't have the air duct in the way, right? Then you got 2 screws in here, one right there and one right there. And we'll come around to the other side. You got on the end, you got, no, that stays. You got this screw right here. And then in here, you got this screw right here. And you take these 3 nuts off of the airbag right here. Take these 3 nuts off and then pry this back off of this metal frame. Oh no, actually that's, I'm not sure about this because I didn't remove it. This stayed, on the dash. Yeah, so this stayed part of the dash. So I think you do have to do that to get the metal frame off. And then in here, there's one screw right here, which is basically right behind the stereo. And then right behind the dash cluster, there's one screw right here. And then on the driver's side end, there's one screw right here. And that's it. I don't think I'm missing anything. And you take all those out, then this whole metal frame will separate from the dash, and then you're just working with the dash. I'm not replacing the dash because my dash is perfect, so I don't know. Oh, I forgot this one bracket right here that goes to the steering, where the steering column goes through the firewall. There's one bolt right here, so there's actually 12 bolts. There's 3 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, so that's 7, 8 right here, 9 right here, 10 right here, and then 11 and 12 on the passenger side. That's it. And then, yeah, so if you got luck like me and you got to replace that harness, that's what you got to do to get the harness replaced. I had to separate the two and basically give them some space, and then just fish. I did half the harness, so I did right here to the right first and took pictures of everything, filmed everything. And so then you just sit there and look at the pictures and look at the film of how to know how it all goes back together. And then that's it. I'm probably 6 hours to this point, maybe 5 hours to this point, and then we're ready to go back in. So it's daunting, it sucks, I know, but you can do it. So any questions, hit them up in the comments. I respond to all comments that are pertaining to what I'm doing. So anyways, that's all I got for today. God bless. Till next time. See ya.